From the Watergate building in Washington, this is Hotline TV. Now here are Hotline editors Amy Walter and John Mercurio.
Welcome to Hotline TV, everybody. I'm John Mercurio.
And everybody, I'm Amy Walter. But everybody's eyes going to be on Fred Thompson today as he makes his debate debut in Dearborn. We know he's a little bit rusty. It's been 10 years since his last debate.
But fear not, Mr. Thompson. We are here to help. So, Amy, what advice do we have for Fred Thompson on his debate debut in Dearborn tonight?
Oh, you just wanted to one-up me. All right. Got a lot of cue cards here. The first one. Even if you come to the debate in a red pickup truck, don't talk about the red pickup truck. Been there, done that. That was great in the Senate. That was a great little shtick. The all shucks thing worked really well there. It's not working so well when you're running for president of the United States, right? Everybody's looking for the credibility factor, the serious factor, and they want you to be much more, shall we say, committed to the cause of running for president.
I'm going to go a little counterintuitive. I'm going to say that Fred Thompson, who most of America knows as either Arthur Branch or a former senator, actually needs to introduce himself. He actually needs to take this whole campaign down a notch and talk directly to voters. It's the first time most people are actually going to have seen him on camera as a presidential candidate. He doesn't need to do a 5 to 10 minute sort of personal monologue. What he needs to do is sort of weave sort of personal vignettes about his own life and his own accomplishments into what he's talking about in response to these questions. I think that shows a little humility. It shows that maybe I don't walk onto the stage assuming that I'm some superstar. I come here asking for your vote, and it might help him sort of pick up some of the
Well, I think you bring up a very good point,
campaign.
Because every time he tries to introduce himself, it is very flat. So he needs one story. This is all he needs to find, is one story that defines him, the story of his life, and make that vignette the key to his campaign, which goes to my second point, which is
bring it.
You are, and you're supposed to be, Fred Thompson, the consensus conservative. You need to give voters a reason to believe that. I still don't quite understand why. Maybe this is the time where he shows this, although this is economic issues, not so much social issues. He hasn't gone after the obvious weaknesses of his two main opponents, Rudy Giuliani and Mitt Romney. Maybe we'll see that later, not in this debate, but some point.
Well, in addition to looking to trying to be the consensus conservative, there's one Republican who could have been a potentially strong candidate, Newt Gingrich, who got out of the race, who basically said last weekend that he's not going to be running for whatever reason. There are at least 5 to 6% of sort of now uncommitted Republican primary voters who had been sort of holding out, I think, in hopes of supporting Newt Gingrich. He needs to go after those people. Those are sort of, this is the first time they've seen him. This is the first time a lot of them were sort of banking on supporting Gingrich. I think he, more than any other candidate, is probably well poised to try to capture that vote at this point. And also sort of, as you were saying, the other consensus conservative talks.
My other bit of advice here, don't ask for applause. It's really uncomfortable, and
if you are, don't let. Hopefully, Adam Nagurney won't write about how you did that.
There. Everybody.
And maybe one.
They're not supposed to applaud. Remember, in a debate, nobody's supposed to cheer, so it's okay.
One Law and Order reference at the very most. Probably not a good idea to bring up Jay Leno. It's not the kind of
Hollywood.
crowd. Or Hollywood in general,
not so much.
But the last time these guys got together, you were on Jay Leno. Although, look, I won't put it past him. If there's a guy on that stage other than Mitt Romney and Mike Huckabee who could deliver a good one-liner, it's probably Fred Thompson. If there's one line, I mean, if there's sort of one way for him to sort of get in there and dispel all of the sort of early angst about his campaign, if he has something he thinks he can say that can do it, go for it.
Well,
all right.
Fred, we're out of time now. That's all the advice we have for now. But you can always call us or text us. Or around.
Or just watch Hotline TV. We'll see you next time on Hotline TV.